Every night? Amy asked, amazed, and Claire shrugged. I don't suppose it was every night. It just seems that way now. Come on, kids. Haven't you seen enough of this old thing by now? I've made some fudge, if anybody's interested. We're interested. Amy put the grandfather doll back at the table with his family, and Ellen straightened the tiny candlesticks. I didn't know there were dolls to go with the house, Amy said. Grandma Tulore thought of everything, didn't she? I guess she did, and Claire was already at the top of the stairs. Coming? Amy noticed how her aunt's voice changed when she spoke of the dollhouse. She sounded as if she were angry, but wanted to hide it. It would be better to talk about something else, she decided. She tried to catch Ellen's eye, but her friend was chattering excitedly as she followed Aunt Claire down the stairs. I wish someone would make a doll that looked like me, she said, and a house that looked like our house. I'd keep it forever, right in my living room. No, you wouldn't, Aunt Claire said. If it made you unhappy, you try to forget it existed, which is frankly what I'd like to do, please. Her smile didn't quite take the sting out of the words. Now, how about some cookies with that fudge? I did some baking this morning in honor of my house guests. We'd better wash up first, Amy said. She grabbed Ellen's hand and led her down the hall in the bathroom, while Aunt Claire continued to the first floor. Is something the matter with your aunt? Ellen demanded. When the door closed behind them, she sounded mad all of a sudden. I don't know, Amy said. My mom said she's a changeable person, but she's really nice. There's just something about the dollhouse that makes her really jumpy. I'm not going to mention it again. I told you. She thinks it's a babyish gift for a 15-year-old. Well, I think it's a wonderful gift, Ellen said. Anybody who doesn't think so is... She didn't finish the sentence. Amy wanted to defend her aunt, but secretly she agreed with Ellen. After so many years had passed, you'd think Aunt Claire could forgive her grandparents for giving her a dollhouse instead of a phonograph. I have to go back to the attic, Amy said suddenly. I left the house standing open. What's the difference? Ellen pulled her hair back like the Claire dolls and looked at herself in the mirror. The furniture will get dusty. All those rugs and teeny pillows and lacy curtains. She washed her hands and dried them. You go on downstairs. I'll be with you in a minute. She grinned at Ellen's doubtful expression. And Aunt Claire doesn't bite, she said. She's great. Just don't talk about the dollhouse, and don't start eating the fudge until I get there. Before Ellen could argue, Amy left the bathroom and hurried back to the attic stairs. She flicked the switch that lit the overhanging bulb at the top. As she climbed, she found herself walking on tiptoe. The silence was different when she was alone. Beyond the circle of light, the furniture, boxes, and trunks loomed large. A sound, like the scurrying of a mouse, made Amy catch her breath. It came from the dollhouse corner. Ellen and Aunt Claire seemed very far away. Just close up the house and go downstairs, silly, she scolded. But she had to force herself to walk across the attic. The sound came again, a small, frightening scratch. Biting her lip, Amy stepped into the shadows around the dollhouse. In spite of the lingering warmth of the day, the corner seemed cold. She dropped her knees in front of the house and swung the facade. For a moment, did I say that right? For a moment, before the wall clicked into place, she stared into the dim rooms. Then she was on her feet and running back across the attic and down the stairs. Amy, your aunt's calling us. Ellen was in the hall at the bottom of the stairs. She stepped back, startled as Amy burst out. Hey, what's the matter with you? Nothing, Amy said. Nothing's the matter. It's just creepy up there when you're all alone. Come on, let's go downstairs. She didn't want to think about the attic anymore today. She didn't want to talk about the dollhouse. If she did, she'd have to figure out how all of the dolls, Grandma Tulore it was, could be standing in the parlor when Amy was practically certain they'd left the whole family sitting around the dining room table. Dolls can't move by themselves, she told herself, and felt goosebumps pop up on her arms.